It is time to react to patch 3.0.15 Goons of Battletroon, Goon Wars. You know what it is. The TCG without an energy system that has just unexpectedly become one of my favorite TCGs of the year. It's an excellent trading card game. They've launched 10 new cards as well as some other changes, so let's dive right in. And we are recording this live, so we got Twitch chat along with us for the ride. Thanks for being here, guys. All right, let's get right into the new cards. First up, and in case anyone doesn't know the lore, for the quick context, these are Genesis set cards. The Genesis set was released and sold, and everyone has all the cards, and it was very well done, but it was known from the beginning they would have to program some of the cards later on, so these are the latest cards to be added to the game from the Genesis set. We are now over 200 cards in, less than 100 cards to go until the full Genesis set is playable, so very fun. All right, first up, Punch Back. It's a fire common spell. Destroy 2 random creatures. Lose health equal to their combined attack. I think this one is a very exciting card. Now, it does have a tricky thing. It destroys 2 random creatures, not 2 random enemy creatures, just 2 random creatures. So it could destroy your creatures. The good thing, you can use it to destroy Gerwolf's Child, or anything else that you actually want to sacrifice. So you can use that to your advantage. Most of the time, you're going to play this with an empty board, so you're guaranteed to destroy 2 of the opponent's creatures. I think this is going to be really good against stuff like Mosquitoroid, or stuff that's been Ornithophobe buffed, like anything that's got high health and lower attack. So you can get through all that HP, and the losing health equal to the combined attack won't be too much of a penalty. Arm says, not sure if I like the card. I'm very curious to try this in the fire deck. I think this is, to me, it looks like premium removal. So this one, Spider Nicotine, a 1/1 creature. This is an epic. At the end of your turn, gain +1/+1 for each friendly earth creature. It also counts on itself. So if you play it and it's the only earth creature you have, it does get +1/+1 for itself. I think this is a really, really strong earth card. If you play it on like a board of 4 or 5 earth creatures, it just buffs itself to 5/5, 6/6 right away. And it's going to keep buffing every turn. The opponent can't ignore it. It seems incredibly strong. I actually need to buy one of these. The more I look at it, the more it kind of blows my mind. It's just very strong. Very strong. Oh man, I need to get that. I need to get that right now. All right. Stuffed Pam. This artwork is a bit intimidating. 2 attack, 7 health. Yeah, and then the spider with a shaman Pluteus combo. Oh my god, that's so strong. So this one, Stuffed Pam, rare neutral creature, 2 attack, 7 health. Whenever this takes damage, gain +2 attack. It's basically Berserk from Champions. That is a really strong effect, and it's going to be really good against anything that pings. Anything that does 1 damage at a time. Like, there's a card later in this update that does that called, what's the fire card? What's it called? Powder Keg does 1 damage at a time, and it repeats for every turn in the hand. So, like, something like that would just ping this and activate it over and over. More importantly, you can also damage it on purpose. So I think what the strategy is going to be is to play Stuffed Pam and then damage it yourself using cards like, there's the Earth card that does 4 damage to 1 creature, 1 damage to everything else. So stuff like that. And then X, good point, you can copy the card after you buff it. So there's a ton of potential with Stuffed Pam. The Dripping Dolly combo, the copy it is really interesting. Yeah, that's a really interesting one. Okay. This is crazy. Sacrifice an earth creature. Give all creatures on earth tiles +3 attack to your end of your next turn. Or the end of this turn, sorry. But still, you can sacrifice Pluteus to set up the last breath, the defense effect, and also buff all your attack. This is going to give earth decks a win condition where you can burst damage after you set up a strong defensive board. Giving Earth the ability to win and end it with burst rather than having to sit around and wait is incredibly strong. I think between this and the spider nicotine, like, this is a really good update for Earth. Ethanol Coma is interesting. Destroy an empty tile. So you just use this, and it's basically denying the opponent some space on the board. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but it's, you know, the beginning of potentially having tile destruction as a strategy. Good point, Arm. Yeah, if you use this with the card that gives you a bunch of 2/2 earthworms, you can make them all 5/2s. Yeah, this is fun in random. I played this. I got to use this once in random, and it was fun. This card will be good down the road. I believe it, Kyle. Yeah, like, this is one of those things that's just building up to future synergies, I think. Manipulating tiles like this is one of those things. I'm sure we're going to get more stuff over time. Yeah. Tile manipulation will take time. It's the kind of thing you don't even really need in the base set. It's more of a set 2, set 3 kind of thing, because base set is more about laying the foundation, is my guess. Fist of Worms, a common earth spell. This is the opposite, actually. Add a friendly earth tile, so ramping your tiles. But maybe more importantly, if you control 7 tiles, draw 2 cards instead. So I think it's actually a really interesting card. You're probably just going to wait until 7 and then use it for the draw. Is that too slow? Probably not in an Earth deck, because Earth decks are going to play slower anyway. So it's either like you play it on 7 or you play it on turn 1 for tempo, maybe, you know? Fist of Worms, interesting. Not sure how strong that is. Not sure how to evaluate that. Now, Crocfished is a great answer to combo decks. Look at your opponent's hands, select a creature card, and remove it from the game. So, anti-Magma Dom, anti-Pressurized Blob / Boris the Vodka Shaman. Yeah, the art, dude, isn't it funny? She looks very happy, you know? The Crocfished character, she looks very happy. Yeah, this is really good. You remove your opponent's key combo card, and that's just sick. And worst case, like, if they don't have a combo, you still just take away their best creature. So I think Crocfished is very strong hand removal, and I think this is probably going to get played in a lot of, like, in, like, any deck that wants to move slow. Any deck that wants to move slow, you run Crocfished, and yeah, you see their hand, which is a huge bonus. Number 2 shot, the sussest of the arts, I feel like, but really good card. Common water spell. Censor a creature and then deal 2 damage to it. So Karen Wrath is the first censor that everyone runs in their deck, and number 2 shot is going to be the second. Pretty much every deck is likely to run this and Karen. Again, though, this is more of a control type of card. Aggro decks could leave it out, but the thing is, aggro decks probably want to run this just to censor insult creatures, so you don't get blocked from attacking face, basically, right? Otherwise, your combo can get disrupted. So, finally, more censor options. They're fucking shitting on each other, dude. The art just kills me. It's just like, ugh. But yeah, really good card. Okay, this is powerful, by the way. This whole update is full of exciting cards. A rare fire spell, Powder Keg. Deal 1 damage to all enemy creatures, and then repeat it for every turn this card was in your hand. So you do 1 damage to everything, then you do 1 damage again, and then again, and then again, once for each turn that it was in your hand. By default, does it do 1 or 2? Because if you play it the first turn you get it, does that count as holding it in hand for 0 or for 1? Does that count as holding it for 0? It's okay, so it starts out at a counter of 1. So if you play it immediately, it does 2. Wow, that's really strong. Okay, that's really strong. At its worst, it's a 2 damage AoE only on enemy creatures. Oh my god, that's really strong. Do I have this card? I'll have to look. I need all these cards. These are good cards. Holy shit. Pharmafox, interesting for the 4-color decks. He's a Pharmafox, but he's smoking a joint. I mean, what is the, how you calling a joint smoking fox a pharma fox? Like, weed is the enemy of the pharmaceutical companies. It's cheap and abundant. They don't want you to know. Uh, Starts out as 1 because of future effects of playing from the deck / graveyard. Gotcha. Anyway, 2/2 rare rare neutral creature. Last breath, gain 3 health for each different element tile type in play. I don't know. You're going to heal a maximum of 12. And the downside is you have to run a 2/2 creature that doesn't really accomplish very much. I feel like there's better ways to get heal. So I don't think this will see much play. I think there's better ways to get heal, but it's an interesting option for rainbow decks. It's an interesting... Oh, we count neutral? So up to 15. Okay. Okay, up to 15. I still think the same logic applies, but... Oh, here we go. Let's talk about it. They changed it so instead of gaining +1/+1 at the end of your turn, they get it at the beginning of your turn. Kyle, was this your decision or was this Mark's decision? I want to know. Whose decision was this? Were you happy with this? Just blink twice if it was Mark's fault. So the idea here is by making the buff at the start of the turn, I guess it dies to Fireball. It's a little easier to trade in creatures. All I have to say is no. This is not a sufficient nerf. Arguably, it's a buff. Now you can't answer the croissant with Radis. Righted Radis is no longer an answer. It's a bad change. It's not the right change. In this case, I'm just going to say it. I think it's not good enough. The answer is to reduce Croissant's health. Make it a 5/3. See how that goes. Maybe even a 5/2. This, at the beginning of turn, literally makes the Croissant stronger because now the best answer for it, which is Righted Radis, is no longer an answer. And you don't want to use Fireball on the Croissant. You want to use Fireball on face or on a different creature. Like, it just doesn't get removed by the rat now. Not totally satisfied. Wanted the beginning of turn effect, but also wanted it to 5/3 or 4/4. We're going to keep bitching about the Croissant for the rest of time or until the health is reduced. That's where I'm at. I'm going to bitch about this card every fucking time I see it until that health stat is lower. Enough said. A few other things here. Features. So animation speed for creature attacks has been significantly increased. Yeah, no, all in good fun though, Kyle. All in good fun, of course. But that's what I have to say about that. I just have to cave in and buy a croissant at some point, honestly. I think 5/3 buff at start of turn would be very interesting. 5/3 buff at start of turn. That way it doesn't die to Radis, but it's vulnerable to a bunch of removal in that first turn. I do not have a croissant. I refuse to buy it because out of being too molded. You know what I'm saying? The animation speed. My win rate would go up with one of those things, but I will not. I'm not buying that shit. I believe it will get nerfed again, and then I'll buy it for cheaper. I want to believe. So yeah, creature attacks on avatars is faster, which is nice. Download optimization is faster. URL slugs have been added to the card page, making it easier to link to things. Friend list optimization has been completed. Implemented recycling scrolling to replace regular scrolling. I believe you that is good. Just for Croissant, make a card that says kill a creature at 5 or less attack. Gut paste. Gut paste? Make gut paste relevant. Make gut paste great for the first time. I own one now. Oz, did you just send me a croissant? Bro. Did you just send me a croissant? Y'all can blame Oz every time I play a croissant. Y'all can blame Oz. You understand? You guys are way too kind, dude. Armegas gifted me 2 silver packs. Oz just sent me a croissant. A tasty pantry in the inbox. Thanks a lot, Oz. That's very generous. I didn't expect to have a croissant today. Okay, don't nerf it. Excellent balance. That was a great nerf. The 5-5 start of turn, excellent. Perfect balance. Excellent balance. All right, bug issues. Oh, that is sick, Arm. The slugs and stuff. Oh, yeah, happy birthday gift, lol. He didn't even... Oz is just being generous. Fix the issue with decks incorrectly displaying on iOS devices. They fixed Acelin the Snot. Oh, one thing I'm really excited about is this one. Captain Orangebeard and Electrical Lampoon are able to target Avatar as well as creatures. I'm really excited about that. That's actually a big one. I've had games where I should get lethal, but I don't because they can't target face. And I think Orangebeard is particularly underrated because of that bug. It's actually a really useful card if you run the Sly's Mystery package, or Sly's Mystery, right? Yeah, so like really excited for that. And that is the patch. A little bit long-winded maybe going through everything, but these cards are so excited. This is one of the most exciting patches yet because all these cards, like 10 cards added, and I'd say 7 to 9 of them are legit impactful on the meta, changing the deck. Yeah, this is always my favorite Goon Wars day, is just reacting to new cards. It's honestly turning a bad thing into a good thing. It's kind of bad that Genesis took so long to get programmed in, but the good thing is that it's really fun now to have these cards added in week by week, because it's not taking forever. It's actually a good pace. So yeah, that's the patch review. I'm going to end the YouTube video. If you're watching this in video, thanks for watching. If you're watching the stream, we're going to play some games, keep hanging out. And if you're watching this not on stream, come hang out sometime. Links in the description, twitch.tv/QFlux888. All right.